One Piece.
Juwan.
What?
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 I said Juwan because I usually say One
Oh,
Piece, like
One
Juan,
Piece.
but I pronounced it with a hard J.
One
So
Piece.
Juwan. I got issues, guys. Anyway.
This is One Piece chapter 1063, My Only Family. Um, a little bit of a cover update as well. This was following, of course, the Germa 66 members' escape from Big Mom's territory. The last one we saw was basically, it looks like the entire island was frozen. And in this one, we see Brule and Cracker. Brule is like weeping because it seems that Pudding has been abducted. Man, lots of abductions in One Piece. I'll be telling you that. People are just getting snatched up left and right. Um, Cracker is also frozen in this page. So man, Aokiji, I don't know if like Aokiji took her for Blackbeard's sake. But yeesh, this is not good. But in the mainline story, last we left off, the Straw Hat Pirates arrived at the island of Egghead, and they met the various iterations of Vegapunk. It was revealed last chapter that Vegapunk has split his consciousness into 6 different bodies. We've met 2 of them at length, and the third one we've only seen the back of their head. So the most of the majority of the Straw Hats are with Lilith the Evil outside of the island, and Luffy, Jewelry, Bonnie, Chopper, and Jinbei are with Atlas, the 5th punk body. As you can see, it's been corrected. It was like the 6th before.
Due to your diligence.
Huh?
Due to your diligence.
You gotta pay attention, bruh. You miss these things. Okay, so last we left off, we met Atlas, Luffy, Chopper, and Jewelry Bonnie have just been gorging on this like automatic food machine that Vegapunk has created. And they've pretty much they're all fat now because they've been eating nonstop. Atlas is like, wow, you sure ate your fill. Anyway, I gotta go. Need to get back to my job. Violence. Yeah. And Bonnie's just like, what kind of job is that? So they noticed that there are other beings in this lab, these little robot people. Bonnie calls them researchers, but we don't really get an indication of who they are really. Luffy manages to find some clothes. I like how like in One Piece there's like this Kingdom Hearts element where they blend in with the rest of the island sometimes. It's always cool to shake up like the character designs and whatnot in that way. But they all have like the Vegapunk antennae, as well as costume changes as well.
They're all robobots.
Robobobots?
Yeah.
So yeah, everybody gets into incognito mode, and as they're walking through the island, they find a fucking pacifista wearing a police jacket. It looks like Kuma is a Fed. It's this big Kuma robot. Did you not see that this was Kuma? What's that surprise face?
No, because he's a Fed.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Always heartbreaking.
Yeah, there's a police Kuma around, and Luffy is already like, shit. It's Kuma. He's going to move. Let's run. But the Kuma just starts.
He's going to smack us all back to our destination.
Yeah, he's going to smack us back for character development.
Yeah.
So this thing immediately just shoots. I mean, he is a cop. So he immediately shoots with no questions asked. And, Luffy decides to go fight back against it. He like uses his big elephant gun. He loads one up, but then Jewelry Bonnie stops him in his tracks. And Luffy's like, "What the fuck, man? What are you doing? He's shooting at us." And Bonnie confirms what what us as the audience already knows, and tells Luffy that that this pacifista, it seems, is her father, which in general, she just sees Kuma and is like, "That's my dad." And the other Straw Hat pirates react because she didn't mention it was Kuma. That's something we know as the audience because we got that indication, but she didn't mention to the crew that it was Kuma.
Mm.
But she asked them not to hurt her daddy, and we get like a little like flashback ish panel of Kuma holding Bonnie up as a young baby. Kuma looks so different in this panel. Like it's kind of weird, like how
Like
old he looks.
non-mechanical.
Yeah, not non-bear like. It's kind of interesting. He has glasses on, I think, in this. Uh, But yeah, he shoots another beam at Bonnie, and Luffy goes off to save her, and we see that like an entire side of the island has been blown up. Uh, but then we get something I did not expect. Big fucking deal time, big danger boy time.
Big fucking deal.
Yeah, we cut over to a stretch of the New World. We see that one of Blackbeard's ships is like attacking someone. And it is funny that this ship does resemble their very first ship, which is just the three giant tree trunks like bundled together like a raft. But now it looks a little more fancy because he's Yonko status and he can afford it now. And we see that they're shooting at Law, who is like retreating in his submarine. And we zoom out and we see that Law has been transformed into a woman. My first thought in seeing this was like, oh shit, is Ivankov okay? What the hell?
Hey,
Is Ivankov doing this? But no. Law just kind of shakes off his female form using his hockey, because one thing he learned while on Wano is that these types of powers can't last very long against like strong levels of hockey. So he's back to being his normal self. We see that the person responsible for turning him into a woman is Doc Q, who has the sick fruit. We also see that Van Auger and Jesus Burgess is also there. Van Auger seems to have the warp fruit, so he can just teleport shit. And Jesus Burgess has the strong fruit, giving him seemingly unlimited strength. Man, that's crazy. Jesus Burgess picks up a whole mountain and just chucks it at Law. Law uses his room, of course, to kind of like dismantle it. But, the trouble is not over there for him because it's revealed that Blackbeard is also in the vicinity. And he's like currently standing across on top of Stronger and Doc Q, basically. Stronger, Doc Q's horse, who has the horse fruit mythical type Pegasus. So, yeah, Blackbeard is there. He's excited because he's like, that shit was crazy. I knew that one of you, either it was Straw Hat or you, would sail from Wano to this island. So I was just waiting for you here. And he's basically like, you turned the whole world upside down when you took out Big Mom and Kaido. And he basically asks Law, how many of these road poneglyphs have you found? I'll take all of them.
Oh, I'll take them all.
Yeah. And Law says, same back to you. In this fight, winner takes all. And that's where the chapter ends. Josh, what did you think of One Piece chapter 1063?
Well, TBH, RGC.
Oh, yeah.
This was the best chapter of the week. My really good chapter.
It's also mine,
really
for the record.
Good.
Yeah, this was our really good chapter of the week, which makes this a unified really good chapter of the week.
Unified RGC. Unified RGC. Unified
Listen.
RGC.
Facts.
All right, go on.
Okay. So, for those who listen, you already know this. But for anyone new, I'm going to let you know. For One Piece, I'm a lore and hype whore. You understand? That's all I need. That's all I need. Gets me going.
Honestly,
Get,
same.
gets a real rise out of me.
Yeah,
You
it
know
gets
what I'm
the
saying?
juices flowing. If you catch my drift.
Yeah, it gets the juices flowing. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I
You know
mean?
what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And you
see?
know the boy, the boy Blackbeard pulled up. So easy money, One Piece. Oda was like, "Oh, yeah, niggas playing with my name. How many weeks has it been for One Piece? Oh, it's been 2 weeks, but 2 weeks too fucking much. And one of them he was off. So he said, "I'm gonna give y'all something.
Yeah. He said, "I
I'm
thought."
word to law."
He said, "You thought I was feeling you?"
Yeah, niggas is munches. He said we all munches for Oda, and
Yeah.
that's true.
Hey, he's absolutely correct. Unfortunately.
Regarding Oda, I'm a munch, respectfully. Pause.
All right.
Metaphorically speaking. Because I eat it up. I eat all this content up and hype.
So do I. Huge fan.
I mean, look at Blackbeard's pants. Come on, man.
They are good pants. Is that all?
Swag. All right, no. Let me get into my thought. Okay, no. Aside from Blackbeard being a swag general, I really think that we got so much time with Law, and it makes a lot of sense that he's going to get fucking destroyed in this fight.
Yeah.
I don't know how you feel. I'm gonna allow you to work those thoughts out because I'm sure you have some when it comes to that. But anyway, this chapter did a few things, I guess, to kind of like make me understand where people's heads is at. All right. So when Bonnie recognized what was clearly a fucking robot, to be her dad, there's some like emotional strife there, and I'm s- I'm starting to believe that she's gonna end up joining the crew.
I don't know about that.
I don't know about that either, but it's kind of weird.
I would be
Maybe
surprised. I mean, Luffy has a tendency to create alliances with pretty much anybody who crosses his path. So I don't know if she'll join his crew necessarily, but she could ride with them for a while.
yeah, I could see something like that happening. Maybe she's gonna like hang with them until the next destination and be a sub supportive character instead
Yeah.
of just a regular supportive character.
Yeah. I don't know.
Anyways, no, I don't know. I just I'm really interested in the dynamic between her and Kuma and what his kingdom represents because I know that he was in a high position
He was the king.
of power for a reason. Yeah, but he obviously turned that down at some point, and I want to know the story behind that. I think I really like that Oda made a point to say that those with strong hockey can resist these like influence type moves, like moves that like seem as if they're all powerful, all dominating. Similar to Law's ability, in the room. I'm sure people with strong enough hockey can resist being turned into fucking cubes or something like that.
Yeah.
You know?
That was
So I feel
Rudolph for
like
a
that
while.
was some extra reassurance on that. I can appreciate that. You know. Otherwise, I don't have too many good deals. I'm super fucking excited to see next week, and I'm going to check right now if he's off because I bet he
No,
is.
he's not. He's not off. But what's funny is, now that you mention that, he's not off, but both Jujutsu Kaisen and Black Clover are off next week. Which is fascinating. A fascinating move. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Are you done with your thoughts, Josh?
Do you have rebuttals?
I do a little bit. I'll get to it as I get to it. The stuff with Luffy and the crew is interesting. Like the fact that there is a PX, a pacifista here, is interesting, and yeah, this whole thing with Julia Bonnie is again very interesting. I'm very excited to see where this goes because Kuma has been an enigma for the series for a long time now.
Yeah.
Like whether he's being the kid, he's the guy with like three identities almost. He's like a pirate, a revolutionary, a king, He's got like so
And
many and an op.
a sleeve.
Yeah, so I'm wondering why he does things the way he does. Like he's he voluntarily put himself under this program to be like turned into a cyborg by the world government. You know, that was like a choice apparently. So I'm very interested to see finally what the hell's been going on with this guy. Because he's playing so many sides and it's really interesting.
Yeah.
The stuff with Law was obviously something I could barely ever see coming. Like this was outrageous to read. First of all, to see that the devil fruit powers of the other members of Blackbeard's crew are all really cool. I think Law mentions
Yeah.
here that like they didn't always have these powers. So the assumption is that like throughout the years since like this crew has been active, they've just been killing people and taking their fruits. So, you know, Burgess could have just gotten this fruit for the most part, and same with Augur. The fact that that's the guy that Usopp's gonna fight, and he has teleportation powers, I'm supremely interested in how that's gonna go long term.
He's gonna sense where he's teleporting to and smack his fucking brains out of his head.
Dude, I mean, I can't wait for the day. But yeah, this was so cool. And you know what I liked about this a lot is it really gives weight to what happened in Wano and the toppling of Kaido and Big Mom, that it wasn't just like some bad guys went down. The whole world has shifted and has changed very rapidly as a result of what happened in Wano. And not a lot of manga do that, where they send ripples of, you know, change throughout the world based on one event. And they do it constantly, whether it's the Straw Hats doing it or people around the world just doing shit. So it's one of the things that Oda does best, and is one of the interesting like world building foundations that he's known for, is that everything that happens in this world is not always dependent on the Straw Hats, and things that like big things that happen will send ripples of change throughout the whole world.
Yeah.
So I found that to be super cool. The stuff with Law, I don't know. I don't know if he's gonna get out of this okay. He's clearly outgunned here. He's like, it's not enough that it's like Blackbeard himself. It's also Blackbeard and a bunch of his fucking crewmates there.
Who all outclass the rest of Law's crew, because they're not fighters.
Yeah,
Apparently.
I mean, they don't seem to
It's
be.
all Law.
Yeah, they don't seem to be. So it's not looking good for Law. And, you know, we've seen a bunch of abductions, a bunch of disappearances of characters ever since Wano ended. And this is supremely bad because Law himself, his power, if Blackbeard were to get a hand on that, he has the ability to make people immortal at the cost of his own life. So, I don't know, man. Law falling into Blackbeard's hands could be one of the worst things that could happen to the world of One Piece. Because theoretically,
right,
if Blackbeard also gets his powers, forget the immortality operation. He just has the op fruit amongst the dark fruit and the quake.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, bro. Part of me thinks that
he would be going berserk.
Yeah, part of me thinks that Law is probably going to narrowly escape, but I don't see him winning, or like causing any lasting damage.
I'm hoping he escapes.
Yeah. But man, what a chapter!
Really,
so much cool shit. Like Josh said, I love these chapters. You know, like getting to see how the world of One Piece operates outside of the Straw Hats is one of the best parts of reading One Piece. So this is crazy and very exciting.